Hello there. So, this video is all about the making of these shoes. As you can currently tell, I'm building a Yoimiya cosplay. I've gotten distracted recently, but I wanted to give a bit of preface for this video. I recorded this last summer in the idea that it was only ever going to be posted to TikTok, and as such, the rest of the video from basically this point onwards is going to be filmed in vertical. If that's not your deal, feel free to head out. If not, stick around and see how I made my completely custom made Yoimiya shoes. And yeah, they're solid wood.
So to start off, I need dimensions. So using this wonderful tool called Knife Gun Cosplay at knifegun.com, I can import an image and get the dimensions for it by using just a baseline. So this baseline is how wide my foot is at its widest point. Or just a little bit more, actually. I think it comes out to 9 specifically. I added an extra half a centimeter just to add in. You can also change this to inches for the Americans. And so I made the baseline, and everything is measured from that point, and I can pick a line, and it tells me how much it is. So there, that's how I did it. I did this for the side profile too, and yeah. So now that I've got my measurements, let's make a template. So now that I've got my template here, and my template here, that gives all of my measurements if it decides it wants to work. Never mind. Okay, so now that I have my templates, I've got this and this, I take the baseline of the length that I wanted and the baseline of the width, and I make myself a template. This template will now be used to cut out the wood for the shoe. I actually modified this, so this number is no longer completely accurate. It is now 22.5, just because I realized even just that half centimeter made this just a little too big. So, now that we've got this, it's onwards to now taking this and cutting out a bunch of wood out of it. And I know from this image that I want... Oh, do I not have it on this one? I know this is 5 centimeters. I measured it previously, and it's actually 5 centimeters right here. So, I'm going to go do that now. Now that I've got the 2 platforms done, I'm using the scraps from cutting out the platforms to create the heel of each of the shoes. This one I've got to unfortunately cut out, just another one of these pieces. However, I've lucked out. And the feet of the shoes happens to have a lot of extra straight scraps. So I'm going to use one of those. And then I'm going to screw and glue them in first. And then I'm going to glue the heel on to give it extra support. And that's how I'm going to finish up doing the base build of the shoes. I'll explain how I'm going to paint them in another video. Thanks. I never want to cut another trapezoid ever again. These notches are hell. But they're done. It is finally time to add the feet. So we add in the feet today. Actually, I'm hoping to get these almost done today, preferably. So, yeah, stay tuned for the 2 of them to be added on. And I actually have finished sandals. One thing to note, if people are using this as a kind of tutorial, if you do it like I did and you stack the wood, understand that when you screw it to add additional strength, this wood might split. So you want to make sure you super glue these suckers together. I am currently in the middle of making a paste using sawdust from when I actually cut everything, and mixing it with wood glue to make a paste that I'm using to fill in the cracks, and I'm literally just jamming it in there with a screw. It works. It will work, and it will help restabilize everything. It will then get another coat over top and whatnot, so I will be probably doing the same thing for that one. So yeah, just in case you're following along and this happens to you, don't worry, it's not the end of the world. You can re-strengthen these. It is not the end of the world, okay? Okay, cool. I'm glad we had this talk. Editing science here, just coming in to jump in because I had to mute this audio. This is me just showing off the stacked method that I did for making the heel for Yoimiya shoes. I ended up going with foam so that it forms to my foot. Okay, once you have it stacked in a layered form so that you can get built up the heel, because you want more matter at the heel, but you don't need it all at the front. You're just going to shave it all away. So I stacked it in this layered stepped pattern, put 2 of them at the heel and the rest out, so I could build up enough mass. That's the side profile. It's not perfect, but then I'm gonna cut this bit off, and I'll probably use these as like stir sticks or test strips for other things that I'm working on. And basically, yeah, I've just taken my sanding block, putting it at an angle, and just going up and down inside the side, and just smoothing it down to create a more smooth transition going from the heel into the sole, base of the shoe. Please excuse the motorcycles, they like to disrupt me. So, yep, that's just how you go about doing it, and you shave it right down. That will give you the heel. The next part of this is I need to now drill the holes. So one for the toe, the one goes in between the toes, and two are going to be here for the strap. And then there's going to be two that are about here for the over the foot strap. And so yeah, that's what I'm gonna go do now. I gotta go mark those out on these, and I gotta go do that. So I'll be back later with a progress update. I figure I should probably record this before I get all the way through it, because this is a step that if you are doing Yoimiya, you have to do 5. If you are doing most other characters, I believe, I think maybe Shikanoi Hazel also has 5, but like if you're doing any other Genshin character or Philzo Minecraft, they only need 3 for the most part. Unless you want to do 5, just do it. What you need to do, mark out on your piece where your toe is, in between your middle toe and the second toe. Mark out where that is and where it's comfortable for you. Then 2 right here. So like my big toe is there, and then you want to do right here. Sorry, you're not getting free feet pics, so you got to just deal with the shoe. You're going to want to do it about here or just a little bit farther back, just behind, I think it's called the bunion, just behind that, the biggest part on the inside of your foot, just because that will help keep it secure on your foot a little bit more. And then for Yoimiya, she's got another strap that goes up and over her foot. That's what these 2 are for. Feel free, if you need the extra stability, definitely add this in. I will also be adding a black strap that's going to go around my heel that will be hidden by my tabby sock once it's on, so that it will go around the back here, and so that my foot doesn't fall out backwards and I can't fall out forwards. It'll work. Excuse my door, it is beeping. So yeah, that is how you want to drill and where you want to place your holes. So like my heel's going to be nicely situated here, and then this will be the heel, and then my foot's going to be here. Yes, I'm aware of how small these look. I'm fully aware, okay? But that is how you want to go about doing the holes for the straps.
All right, now that we're back in the studio, it's time to do the fun part, scrimming. And basically, scrimming involves using tissue paper and your selection of glue. For me, it will be wood glue. You can also use white glue for this, but white glue will not get the effect that I want. Basically, scrimming it is taking small pieces of tissue paper and layering this and giving it a coating. I'm going to do 3 layers. I'm going to do 1 in black, 1 in white, and then 1 in black, just so it's easier to count. And then going from there, what I'll end up doing is mixing a little bit of glue with a little bit of water, making a bit of a paste. And if you've done paper mache before, basically paper mache. So yeah, I'm just going to take some tissue paper, some glue, and I'm going to get on that. How does I was going to say speed lapse, a time lapse sound. Let's do a time lapse, shall we, before I forget the word again.
So I haven't shown the shoes in a hot moment, but I did get them finished. Reason why I haven't showed them is that initially I had this ribbon as the straps, but I wasn't happy with it and I couldn't figure out what to do. And another creator put me on the idea of making the braided using one of these, which I'm blanking on the name right now, and I'll put it in the description. And so that's what I did. This is a 4-strand braid, literally using the red decorative cording from the dollar store. But yeah, I've just done that. And what I'm going to do, because I've got super narrow feet and I am a toe walker, so wearing sandals like these is a tad bit more difficult. I'm going to install an elastic that matches the color of my socks that will go behind my heel to help secure these on my feet. But they're done. They work. They're actually they're shockingly comfortable. Like shockingly comfortable. But I wanted to give you guys one final update on these. I will be continuing to work little bits here and there on them, but I will not be showing that on TikTok. I don't know when the next update from this cosplay will be, but it's gonna be a little bit. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the process of me struggling to make these, because they don't make them in my size.